You're playing games, so let them commence. I know you desperately need to win. You call yourself the prince. I know you're dying to be king. So go ahead and kill him then. Y'all can go ahead and kill him then, right?
Okay, where might that beautiful bit of poetry come from now?
This comes from Reese's latest mixtape, Kill the King. And these are his last spoken words on the last song, KTK,
Yep.
Kill the King. I think this just encapsulates the energy that Reese brought into this mixtape, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm interested to hear what were your first thoughts when you were listening to this tape?
I'd say first thoughts off the bat, I'd say you can tell that Reese really gave a lot of time with this. He
Yeah.
really put a lot of effort. Obviously, most of his projects are at a very high level most of the time. So I'd say again, there was not really much of a rollout per se with the release of this one. This was so I can tell that like he really did give a lot of effort and a lot of like time, and I can appreciate that, because if an artist can give time and actually like make sure that what I'm putting out, I'm proud of this, and I feel like this is, then I'm gonna engage in it in the same way. And I feel like again, listening to this, I had such a good time listening to it. It really felt, it's like 19 songs, but it doesn't feel that long.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like a drag or anything like that. It just, yeah, no, honestly, first thoughts, I'd say no, it was a really great listen.
Yeah, we mentioned like before we started this review that this tape felt like a body of work. It felt like a studio album.
yeah.
Like you mentioned, he took his time with it. And I think the usage of the clips made the album feel like an experience of some sort.
True.
Yeah, because I think the track count of the album is 19, but I think there's 13 actual tracks.
Okay.
Actual tracks on this, so that's why maybe it felt like a light listen that you could go through.
Yeah, fair enough.
But,
Yeah.
I share the same sentiment with your first thoughts, and let's just jump into the artist performance, bro.
All right, let's do it. I'd say, yeah, again, when you talk about A-Reece, you talk about one of the best spitters in SA right now in terms of MCs. You already know he's in that conversation, top 3. Obviously, you'll have the debates and all of that, but I'd say he's up there. And again, this is no different. I'd say from his performance, again, so strong from a penmanship, from a lyrical standpoint, and just, I don't know, man. He really just brought his A game with this one.
He did.
He really did bring his A game in a big way as well, and it's really impressive.
Like you mentioned the rankings and all that. I feel like this is someone who sounds on this project. He performed and he sounded like someone who's secure with his position in the hierarchy of SA rappers at this point in time. And I could go to a point where of saying that he feels secure in his position in the hierarchy all time, not just for this generation. From the way that he brought out his braggadocious energy, the way that his lyricism was sharp, in the way that he was so confident in staking his claim in the game. I think that's something that I noted quite well with this EP. His wordplay, obviously, that for me will always be his biggest strength in terms of when we're looking at the writing. But I like the way that he had various themes in this body of work, in this mixtape that he touched on, and his performances were versatile, they were fresh, and I think he had a great performance on this one, bro.
No, I agree, and I echo every single sentiment that you have. And again, I also have to note the fact that it feels like you can tell the maturity as an artist. I think, again, one thing about an artist, especially like in terms of wanting to stay in the game for a long time, we want to see a bit of evolution. We want to see you be able to have what made you popular, but hone that into a way that is different, but not in a way that's too different to the point where you just kind of streamline. And I feel like, again, we still have that, that Reese that's able to hit you with the fire bar after bar. You got a fire Reese who's able to give you a nice catchy hook. And again, when we talk about like, bars, the storytelling, his ability to paint a picture for you with literally just listening with his words is otherworldly. And again, he really is, when I keep on emphasizing, he really is one of the best lyricists in SA right now in the game. And this really just showcases it in such a great way and throughout as well. I'd say that, I'd say there's like not a lot of, I would say most of the songs, I'd say he really does bring his A game.
He did.
So I'd
Yeah.
say again, for me, otherwise, the only song, well, that I'd say, and this is going to be pretty funny,
Yeah.
Straight to Hell. That was the only song where I feel like, I don't know, he tried a bit different, the hook that he jumped on. And it's ironic. The ironic thing is the fact that I drafted it in our draft video, but I think I had to re-listen to it again and just think to myself, I'm like, I don't know, out of all the songs, that was the only song that probably was just like, I don't know, this. And it's funny because that was the first single that he released leading up to this project. So, but otherwise, I'd say beyond that, I'd say really just artist performance. I was really pleased.
Yeah. Like you mentioned, whether it's on laid back production, like on the Get Back, on Too Deep, or it's on hard hitting beat like 100 mil, he still brought his A game, bro.
True.
I feel like he continued to showcase his ability to do storytelling with intricate wordplay and just to remind his peers and his opponents and also the listeners that he's still on his A game, bro.
100%.
Rating for artist performance. Oh, notable performance. First, let's start there.
Oh, on the project itself?
Yeah, on the project.
I'd say I have two songs that I can say, it's like three songs. I'm going to be a bit, I'd say there's a plethora, but I'd say Swiss Francs, Easier Said Than Done, The Get Back, and KTK for me. I'd say
now we'll touch on KTK.
Okay, all right. Yeah. But I'd say again, those are like the notable songs for me that really, like, I'd say, like, he really just brought, obviously, even 100 mil, just like an honorable mention, him and his bro, going bar for bar. But again, I'd say those are them. But again, strong. And again, there's many places that other people might have different options, but that shows a good project.
Yeah.
The fact that, you are basically consistent all throughout, from start to finish. So,
I'd just like to add Too Deep on there.
Oh, okay.
And we can just go on to rate the artist performance, bro. What's your rating?
My rating, I will give it an 8. An 8 out of 10.
Nah, same here. I think it was a great, well-rounded artist performance from A-Reece.
100%.
And you can jump onto his guest artists, the people that he brought on to help him.
The features.
Yeah.
I'd say every artist, every guest artist. I don't know why do you keep saying like it's feature. It's a feature, right?
Feature, guest artist.
Okay, anyways, I'd say every single feature that he had on this served the purpose that they needed to. No one was just there for the sake of being there. No one kind of was just meandering or just like, oh, here you go, here dog, can you just jump? Like everyone like kind of really did bring their A game as well. And I always say this, good features is what can take a good project and make it a great one.
You see, there's two things that we always say.
Okay.
Replay value is the most important, and also good features take a good album to the next level.
Literally,
I think that will be a mainstay from our reviews. Right?
Yeah, true. And I'd say again, this is no different. I'd say like, what about you? What did you feel with regards to like his features and the people that he had?
The collaborations added like variety, but they didn't like overshadow Reece.
Okay.
Reece was still Reece on this, but I think I have like a slight hit on the features.
Okay,
because I don't feel like they really added a different perspective to the songs. They didn't offer much in terms of vocal contrast or depth, thematic depth in the body of work. I feel like they went to Reece's ballpark and they played with him, using his tactics, using his game plan throughout the whole project, which you might say it's not a bad thing, but most of the features on here did exactly what you were expecting them to do.
I mean, to be fair, is that a bad thing though? To be fair, I mean, if you're doing exactly what you need to do, I mean, it's better than like saying you come on there and you mess it up and you're just like, oh, the song is nice, but this guy, I'd say I can hear your point, but I'd say again, I don't think it's that bad of a thing, to be fair. I'd say obviously, like, yes, some artists that come onto a feature, they bring something different, they add a different dynamic, but I'd say again, just to echo what you just said, the fact that every artist, I feel like they came on, they did what they played to their strengths. They, play to what they do and what they're good at, and I think it worked.
Yeah, you're right. Nonetheless, like the collaborations, like you mentioned,
what are your notable features for you?
My notable features, I think I have to start with the upcoming guys that he put on.
Okay.
A-Reece, Slim Dumpy
Mm-hmm.
on Still Ball.
Mm-hmm.
I like the little hook that he tried to do there. How yeah, that was a nice different dynamic to it.
Yep.
Blue Pappi on Too Deep, bro. I feel like he brought his A game in terms of the melodies.
I was gonna say I wasn't sure. I was gonna say that was my favorite. I was listening to it. I was listening to 100 Mil. I'm like, Jay Jody.
Jody's
already
Jody,
took it.
bro.
No, hear me out. Hear me out. I was listening to it. I'm like, Jay Jody, or he always brings his A game.
Yeah.
I'm like listening. I go through, and then I get to what's this? I get to Too Deep,
Oof.
and I'm like, ooh. And the way that he just like he flows on it. He literally glides on that beat so effortlessly. He's singing the melodies and it's so smooth, and I'm just like, oh my.
Bruh.
Oh my.
I'm king with the melodies.
And again, that's a feature that makes me want to like search who you are.
Yeah.
100%, you did your job.
Yeah.
I didn't know who Blue Pappi was.
Yeah.
I know who you are now.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
going to be paying attention
Facts,
just
bro.
because. So again,
Facts.
100%, I was really, but also another great feature, Ginger Trill. Great feature, bro. Great 16 that he dropped there, and just kind of complemented what Reece was talking about and just added the whole element on their song, on their collaboration. And yeah, man, for me, those are the notable features. But yeah, I'm glad we were kind of on the same wavelength with regards to that.
I think the performances were fresh, even though they didn't like provide something different.
Mm-hmm.
It was still fresh. Most of these artists showcased like their talents on this, and I like that the youngins actually took the opportunity, like Kid Cadence, Blue Pappi, and Slim Dumpy. Now a lot of people are hearing from them because of their performances on this tape, and all around, man. This is. I feel like if I'm gonna rate it, I'm gonna give it a 7. I think these are good features, bro.
Good features. Okay, I'm gonna give it an 8. I think they were great features. I think they were great features. I think everyone came to the party, did what they needed to do, and you can't hate it, man.
No, you can't hate it.
No, shout out to them.
Yeah. Now we can move on to the content. The content.
Okay.
And I just want to start off by saying this with the content.
Mm-hmm.
There's been some emotion or commotion that has been going on the internet.
Okay.
That Reece's lyrical content and themes have been the same ever since he left TWC.
Like, I've seen that.
He's been referencing his old relationships, his breakups with his boys. That's been a constant theme in his content.
Yeah.
And I had to say, but I also share the same sentiment. It's getting a bit overplayed right now. It's a playbook that seems kind of predictable at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And when I look at Reece's life, bro, this is a rapper, soon to be dad, label exec.
Mm-hmm.
What else do you hear from Reece? Besides the Controllers Fair, that's how Shobako that happened back in 2019.
Yeah.
What else have you heard from Reece, bro, other than that?
Not much, to be fair. I don't know. I wouldn't say not much.
Not much.
Not really.
Not
I don't
much.
know. Yeah.
So I feel like I would take that with a bit of a grain of salt.
Okay.
Because from the outside, it looks like there's not much that's happening. In the
Not
music.
really.
It's just
Not
about
really.
the raps and the music. That's all.
I'd say that's probably him. That's intentional from him, probably. I'd like to think. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe that's intentional from him. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you can get into it. Yeah. What's the next topic? What's our next category?
But I just.
We're still on content.
We're still on content.
Oh, my bad.
I just wanted to hear your thoughts on what do you think about what people are saying that.
I'd say with regards to that, I'd say probably again I'll just say this. If maybe this is certain avenues that you want to talk about and this is what you feel strongly about wanting to talk about, there's nothing wrong with that. But I think, again, maybe I can understand where people are coming from with regards to adding a bit more variety, because maybe it's a thing of people don't want to hear the same thing over and over and over again, because it's like, okay, but I heard this from the last project or I heard this from that other project.
Yeah.
So from that regard, I can say I do understand it, but maybe people are also, I think it's very cool to hate on Reece these days. It's very much an easy thing just to jump on the bandwagon to say, oh, he's overrated and all these types of stuff. So I do get it, but I do think it's a bit overblown at times. Yeah.
Because besides all of that, I feel like the lyrical content kind of like carries the content. Not in terms of the topics that he touched on. Or
okay.
The
Just
bars.
like the bars rather than what he's So okay, in the sense of like what he's talking about is not really, but the way that he's talking
Yeah, the
about
way
it
that he's talking
is
about
what is like,
it.
that's
Yeah,
what carries rather than the actual subject matter.
yeah.
Okay, no, that's fair. That's fair.
Like I like the way that on 100 mil is like in the streets I'm as big as the Beatles. Like, you know, the Abbey Road cover.
Yeah.
Yeah. You type in on threads while I'm moving the needle. Like y'all niggas are on the phone
Exactly.
and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. True,
A
true,
lot of
true.
you niggas deceiving the people. I got the vision, the eye of an eagle. Way too ahead of my peers. I went up the digits, I went up a chairs. Give her what a journalist say. Three classic albums, I'm already clear. Like you could tell that the rhyme scheme that he's choosing, the way that he's able to
The way that
just
he's able to go into it, yeah, I can agree as well. The fact that the way that, and I think that's probably something that we know him for. To be fair, that's something that we know that he can do. Vele, vele, that is something that he can do. And again, I'd say in terms of like the content, and I think I can echo what you said in the sense that he's able to paint certain stories and able to take you into what he's thinking and what he's going. But I'd say there are certain points where he does get very like, you know, real, and very does like talks like certain commentaries on things, aspects of his life, you
especially
know.
on Big Love.
True, especially with regards to I'd like to think with regards to what's this his journey in the industry up to this point, everything that he's had to maneuver, and you know, the lost friends that he's, you know, had and lost, and all these things. You know, Veli always likes talking about that. And as well as that, you know, his haters, you know, a lot of straight shots, a lot of subliminal shots here and there. And I'd say that part, I'd say I appreciated that. I like that. But also, again, I would have liked a bit more, like, you know, touching on, like, I don't know if when this project dropped, maybe like a little bit more on him personally with regards to him becoming a dad, you know, something like that.
I think that's a lane that I'm expecting him to hop onto in his next body of work.
Fair. I guess maybe because the child hasn't come. But I'd say again, just that is also another aspect, because I feel like with A-Reece fans, they want also just to get that personal aspect. Because again, you know, he touches on, you know, being the braggadocious side, being the one, you know, I'm running the streets, ain't nobody on my level, ain't nobody doing what I'm doing. And again, I have to note the use of the clips, and not just the use, the people that he had on the clips. That was not a mistake.
No.
Clip 1 has DJ Malparisa. Clip 2 has
famous rant, man.
the famous rant. Clip 2 has AKA RIP. The third one has Brenda Fassie. And these are 3 people. Okay, maybe the first one was just like, you know, because that was from like a very infamous like Instagram rant. But I'd say these 2 were very, because they were very, the first Keenan talking about, you know, the fact that you have to be unapologetic about who you are. This is hip hop.
Always says this. He says rap niggas ain't good niggas.
Exactly. Yeah. And again, Brenda Fassie, even though I'd say these were very intentional, and I like the fact that he used those to add on to what he was trying to say.
Yeah.
So I can give him a plus, and I can say I can appreciate that a lot. Yeah. I can definitely appreciate that very much.
And I also liked him getting deep into how his father's passing like affected him.
Yeah. True.
On Big Love, he said, but instead of understanding, I would rather wash my hands because I was in a rush to be a man. So many questions I haven't asked, stuck with these memories from the past, feeling like I don't know who I am, feeling like nobody understands. Until I see you again, I know you're watching over me and want me to win. Letting go of what was, no matter what, it's always one love. Like, I think he already touched on it in his previous body of work. I remember on Ronnie's interlude. I think this is Reece kind of finding closure with the passing
of his father. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. And I think, again, I can appreciate that. That is, those are aspects that fans really love getting into. And I'd say that's something that I can appreciate, again, with regards to, we know that Reece is going to do these. You can do like a, what's this? Checklist to say, okay, yep, cool. He touched on that. Yep. But again, things like that, I can really appreciate that. And I'd say, again, from that standpoint, maybe, you know, there could have been more, but I'm still happy with what he gave us as well. From that point of view.
For a tape, yes.
Yeah, 100%.
Your rating?
I'd say with that, I'll give it a 7. I'll give it a 7 out of 10.
I think there's good content. Would have loved more depth. More content, but it was sufficient enough.
No, 100%.
Good content.
No, good content. So, yeah, I think otherwise we can move on. What's our next
Production,
category? The production.
production,
Ooh, nah,
production.
this one I can safely say this was my favorite aspect.
Yeah,
Again, A-Reece knows when it comes to the beats, making the beats.
yeah.
Even just to touch on the song that I didn't like, Straight to Hell, the beat itself
Hard,
is
hard as
absolutely
hell.
crazy.
Yeah,
So again, from a production standpoint, you know that Reese, he brings it. He works with some of the best in the industry. And
Michael
again,
Tui.
mm,
Shout out Michael Tui. Michael
100%.
just sent me this chop. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's
Oh
his
yeah,
tag. Yeah,
that's the
that's his
tag.
tag.
That
Yeah,
seems to be the tag. Yeah.
yeah,
So again, um, I'd say from production, this sounded really great.
yeah,
Listening to it over, and I think I had the couple of listens I listened to it. I'd say this, from a production standpoint, this
yeah,
really is a great album that you can listen to, and it just sounds so smooth and
yeah,
so great. The samples that he gets from here and there, like Reese with samples,
yeah,
he's pretty. He knows his bag. He's always in his bag in that
yeah.
regard. But otherwise, no, I was quite impressed.
I think Michael Toy made sure that the beats complement Reese's style.
Yeah, one
That's
hundred
one
percent.
thing that
That's
he
yeah.
made sure
Mhm.
about. I think the soundscape, it ranges, bro, from hard hitting drums like on 100 mil to moody introspective melodies like on Too Deep.
100%. Yeah.
It's diverse. I liked what he did with the soundscape, making it layered and atmospheric. Like you don't get lost. Like it's not all over the place when you're listening to it. It's a concise listening experience.
100% true.
Shout out to Michael Toe, also Kaiser Beats, man. He delivered a trap classic there on 100 mil, bro. I know it's the straight to hell. Like,
Yeah.
bro, that was hard.
Mm.
Kaiser Beats also made sure on 100 mil, bro. The use of the strings like tone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
had like a
Yeah.
menacing tone to the
Yeah.
beat, but production was proper.
No,
That
it
was
was top tier.
proper
It was top
production.
tier, and I'm quite impressed as
Yeah.
well. I'm really quite impressed, and just again, if I can say this for me, beyond like Reese's like rapping performance itself,
Yeah.
this was probably the strongest aspect of this project. Listening
Facts.
to it now, I'd say 100%. I'd say I'm just gonna go into my rating. I'm gonna give it a 9 from
9.
I'd say from it sounds amazing. It sounds fire, honestly.
No,
From
I think it was great. I'd give it an 8, man.
okay.
I think it was great
Jeez.
production, bro.
Oh, okay. It was
Great
just it was
production.
okay. It was right. It was
Nah,
right.
bro, it was great. Bro.
Okay.
It
Okay.
was
No, fair
great,
enough.
bro.
Fair
It
enough.
was
Okay.
great,
Yeah.
bro. Now we can move on to, again, the most important aspect of music. Replay value.
Mm-hmm.
Replay value. And this is probably, I'd say, I don't know how to describe it, but this is something that you can go back to and realize what Reese can give when he's not in, even when he's not in album mode. He can still give you something that's replayable. He can give you lyrical masterpieces to go back and check what he was saying.
Yeah.
Trap classics that you can bang whenever, wherever. And also soulful, nice melodies. I like the Get Back.
The Get Back. Yeah. Yeah.
I like the melodies that he tuned into his rap performance in there.
Yeah.
And I think replay value, bro. This is a tape that you can go back to, like we mentioned, and appreciate what Reese has been giving us, bro.
True. I'd say this kind of delves into the category of, because I'd say with Reese, he is an artist who has kind of nailed the replay value aspect, because
Yeah.
a lot of his projects have aged so well over time, and I think that's something that he does make a lot of timeless music.
Yeah.
I'd say credit to him. Obviously, he has projects that he does in JF, just like but he has a lot
Yeah.
of time, and I'd say this is probably in that realm of just like of projects that I think will age really, really well.
Yeah.
And I think amongst his fan base, there's a lot of really like great tracks. I'd say KTK for me is one that
Facts.
I know for a fact I'm going to be going back to
Yeah.
very like 5 years from now. I know I will. Songs like what's this 100 mil,
Yeah.
songs like Too Deep, yeah, man, and even Swiss Francs, like just
Yeah.
songs like there's a lot of like just but again, just to say that the project itself, in terms of replay value, it
Yeah.
definitely has. Obviously, it's still a month, but
Yeah.
we're just trying to assume and just like remedy what we feel like it will
Yeah.
do in the forthcoming, in the future, basically. And I'd say for me now, I'd say replay value is definitely there.
And all the songs that you mentioned
Mhm.
can be played for different moods. Too Deep,
Definitely, yeah.
melody, Michael just sent me this chop. Just when you want to listen to someone just spit
True.
100 mil, when you just want to get your
when you
energy
just get
up.
your energy up,
Yeah.
you know, yeah. So again, different things for different people, and you know, variety. And I can again credit to Reese for that, and just for the execution of how he placed and how he structured this album. I'd say, yeah, from that point of view, I'm quite happy. So from a replay value, I'd say I'll give it a rating of an 8.
Same here.
Yeah.
I think it's great replay value in
Yeah.
this. You can go back if you want substance in SA hip hop. This is one of the projects that you should get into.
100%. And can we just note again, this is all being done by an artist who is independent.
Facts.
So I think again, from that point of view, we have to give massive credit to Reese for his ability to stay consistent amongst in the zeitgeist of SA hip hop and SA music. He's still able to add that, and again, he has a very dedicated fan base, so it doesn't hurt that, you know, his slimes, they will ride for him through and through, thick and thin, every which way. But again, just being an independent artist and having to do 1.3 streams in the first weekend of the release of your project is crazy. You know, #1 on Apple Music, just, you know what I mean, like that. That's impressive. I'd say from that point of view, I can't but applaud him, because I feel like he's setting the precedent to say, for other artists to say, you know what. And even again, sorry, I forgot another clip that was in the project. Ricky Rick. And again, just say that, hey man, you don't need to be signed by a label.
Facts, bro.
You don't need to be, just go out there, put your stuff on a SoundCloud, on a Spotify or whatever, and just let yourself, like, let it pop. Like, genuinely, from that point of view, I can appreciate that. Because again, he's paving the way for a lot of artists just to say, I don't need to be signed to a record label to make it big.
Facts, bro.
Yeah, so,
like, on Easy Said Than Done, his last lines, like, echo that, whatever exactly what you were saying. He says, I'm out if nothing is in it for me. Maybe my optimism is at its peak. Maybe the algorithm isn't for me. I'm going DTC from DSPs because I'm not cool with getting fractions of a fee. Getting established for me. Still indie, and I'm happy to be. That signed artist doesn't look happy to me. Bro.
Yeah, so again, that is another thing that probably, with regards to the content that we didn't touch on, but again, now that we're talking about it, no, in terms of independence, he's really, say what you will about him, whatever if you like him or you don't, he's really one of the biggest trailblazers and the biggest names with regards to independent artists
in South
Africa who are making it big and just making a name for themselves in such an impactful way. So from that point of view, I can't help but just be impressed. Nah, that's impressive.
Same here, bro. Like, all the things that we mentioned just shows that Reese, he made sure that he wants to showcase his growth as an artist.
100%.
And how being independent has kind of defined his career. Remember, this guy was blackballed, bro, after leaving Ambitious Entertainment. But now he's a record label exec, one of the best rappers in the country, and he's still doing his thing, bro.
No, 100%. Nah, from that point of view, shout out to Reese, and thank you very much. Overall, in terms of overall rating of the album, I'd say I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10.
8.
Overall, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. I'd say it really is a great body of work. It really is a great body of work, and I enjoyed it very much. So I'm gonna continue to enjoy it for the foreseeable future. And yeah, man, credit to Reese again. You know, Mr. Consistent. So
we didn't want to touch on the person who the lines that we mentioned in the first part of the video were directed to.
Okay.
Because that would take away from the body of work.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
So if you want to kill the king, the shot is there, bro.
Yeah, it's right there. It's right there.
Yeah. But other than that, man, I also maintain 8 out of 10 for me. Great body of work.
Yeah.
Guess that's it for the Kill the King mixtape review, bro.
Please let us know what you guys think. What were your thoughts on the project itself? What do you think of our thoughts? Just let us know what you think. Please interact. And yeah, man, from us here, stay tuned in.
Danko.